Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Monday, June 22nd, 2009. Well, the market's continuing to sell today. We've had a nice hard sell-off across the board today, led really by the dollar gaining strength, commodities getting punished, and we have oil down close to $3 today. That's a big deal, folks. That's a big time drop coming off the mega reversal in the USO on Friday. And we touched on that in Friday afternoon's premium subscriber video, warning that that was a possibility, that it was a significant resistance, and to watch for the activity today. And here's the USO chart. You can see the reaction midday on Friday when we had a turnaround in the oil front, and the oil front just dumped out here. We just had a huge dump on oil, closing near the lows on the day on spot crude. Today, continuing hard. Look at the USO down $1.80 today. That's basically the equivalent of $3 on the spot crude price today. Just an unbelievable down drop. The S&P down about 24, the Dow down 171, and the Nasdaq down 54 points, 2.5 to 3% across the board here as this market continues to get hammered today. Now, you're really talking about some key things, folks. We've had our levels. The levels continue to work beautifully for us as we're right now just trading micro millimeters below a major level. We'll see where we close today. But this level here, guys, and you're down ticking towards the lows of the day, this level right here is telling us that there is a major point of interest right around here. All right, and that's what I'm going to watch for this afternoon, because if you look at your daily chart, and I'm just going to briefly bring this up, look at the necktie you're right into here on the charts, all right? The necktie level, there should be some support here on the daily chart, but nonetheless, that's right in this area, anywhere between 80, 75, and 90 on the SPY, and I'm curious to see where we close today. Do we close below it or above it, and how that shapes up? Now, the interesting thing about this week, we have the Federal Reserve starting their two-day meeting tomorrow. FOMC rate policy statement will be out on Wednesday at 2:15, but nonetheless, you can see how the market reacted today beautifully. We had a little bit of selling into the close, really a neutral day on Friday on extremely light volume. Today, the volume has been better than Friday, without a doubt, as the starting gate was pointed to the downside on the gap down today. Now, notice how the gap down really started to sell, and we closed right here, right below our key level at around 91 on the SPY. This is our major level, one of our major levels, right below here at 91. And as soon as you closed below, you had to start looking for more downside. And sure enough, the market started to sell hard, just one after the other sell candles. All right, and again, notice again how you closed right here on a candle. You could have possibly regained right up here or above, and then you would have started to look for this point right here and then gap fill. But because you had a hard sell-off candle right at the open on the gap down, you have to start angling your positions towards the downside. And that's exactly what the market did. Now, every level we come down to, notice our key level was at 90.40 or so. Right here, guess what? Look at the bounce. You hit here, you pierce it, and then look at the reversal candle. Then, sure enough, it breaks down through that, pauses right here on it again, and breaks down further. Then you come right down to $90, get a bounce. So notice how all of our key levels, they're not much more than little bounces today because there's such selling pressure, but they are having some solid selling across the board. And then again, ultimately, you're coming down here through 80.75 or so, right below, and you're basically forming what could be looked at as a small bearish pattern here with maybe a little more downside. Now, I'm not sold on it because bearish patterns at the lows of charts oftentimes have a way of piercing and making a new low and then reverberating and bouncing right back up. So I'm not necessarily sold on us necessarily going too much lower as the volume gets lighter and lighter here in the day. Now, we should have a pickup in volume around 2:30 p.m. Eastern time as spot crude closes, and then you're going to look for the 3 to 4 p.m. time frame. Do any buy programs come in? Do we see any start to these kind of window dressing, if you will, late in the day towards the end of this quarter, as the quarter will end early next week? I don't necessarily expect any of it early in the week. Maybe later in the week we start to see it into Thursday, Friday, next Monday, Tuesday, but we'll have to watch that very closely. So there's a lot of things going on here. You have a few earnings announcements this weekend, nothing major, but more than anything, watch that economic news. Watch, obviously, what the Fed's going to say on Wednesday afternoon at 2:15 p.m. Eastern time. And as the charts go, you want to watch your key levels. Now, I can go to the 60-minute chart and show you right here. This is that same line that you can see, and I'll show you where it comes from. All right, gap right here. All right, high points right here, high point right here. This is that 90, just under 90, 89.75 to 90 level right here that's so important in the charts. All right, in addition, it's also matching up with that daily level. Now, if you come through that, the next level you're going to really watch here, and I'm going to put this in for you to watch for this afternoon. If we come below that, I think the 89.50 level is going to be a monster support level on the downside. And it wouldn't shock me to see us test that level, as that could be a nice long activity level for the afternoon session. Notice how it's the right here. See this gap right here, and then right this point right across, and you can see very clearly, clear as a bell, that across the pivot point right there, that would be the next spot if we dip here, and we're actually coming right into it now. Notice this, guys. This is going to be a very, very important level on the markets to watch. So again, I do think there's a lot of support here. It wouldn't shock me to see in the afternoon trading to see a market bounce up. In fact, you're already seeing that. I just talked about this before, and this is how well we know the markets and in the money stocks. So I always encourage you to come join the Research Center, which, by the way, includes a new service, and I'll talk about that in 1 second. It's an amazing service, unbelievable service. But I just talked about how you oftentimes the bear flags at the lows, sometimes you start to break down, and then you possibly inch back up, and that could be happening. You make a new low here. We'll see how much lower we go. I think the 89.50 level is going to be a monster support level. I can even put that in on this chart now, right down here. All right, we'll put that right in there. So you're almost to that level right now. That's going to be support. As you can see, nice little in spirit of bearish flag pattern. But again, I don't see a big breakdown happening from here necessarily. And again, it could be an issue of the daily market and the daily chart showing up what we're seeing here, but we'll see. Again, the market down very sizably, 2.5 to 3% across the board. Dow's down 180 on the day. Big drop there. ExxonMobil getting hammered on oil, obviously. Commodities as a whole getting just rocked today. Now, what I wanted to just mention, guys, is we just debuted that new service as part of the Research Center. It's all included in the Research Center. It's called Hot Charts and Alerts. We post key stuff on the weekly charts, daily charts, and monthly charts. So it's more geared towards the longer-term investor and the swing trader. So those of you out there that are more like that, that's going to be a service you are going to take immense advantage of. Unbelievable charts there, and I really want you to pay attention closely to that stuff as we continue. But in any case, just notice the downdraft today, folks, across the board, right to the key level bounce, right here above the key level bounce, and then again right here coming down into a pretty good support level of 89.50 on the intraday chart. Watch to see if we get back above 90 by the close. That could be an end game support level. We'll watch that very closely. It also mirrors a key level on the daily, and again, we'll update you on what the end of the day shows, because this could either be the start of a sell-off, or maybe it's actually telling us that we're coming into some good support and we maybe want to reverse some of our short positions. Short positions knocking it out of the park right now, folks. We slowly accumulated as the market was going up towards the end there, and now we're unloading as we go through. That's the beauty of what we do here. We do it slowly. We tell you each and everything that we're doing here to make you aware of it, and that's the bottom line. You got to understand how to slowly accumulate the short positions as the market gets toppy, and then when it finally does break down, and it took a little while there, it was kind of in the same range for about 2-3 weeks, but ultimately broke down here beautifully, and you're having stocks like SDS, which we currently hold short, or long actually, but it's short the market. SDS having a great day today. The SDS trading sizably up almost $3 on the day. Just an unbelievable move here, folks, on the day. So keep an eye on that. We're going to continue to watch this market. The market now hitting 89.50, so you're right into that support level, guys. We're right here now. There should be some support here, and you can see we're piercing it right there now, and we'll continue to follow this. I'll update you all in the Research Center video tonight in our 30-minute long videos or so, as we go over everything in the market from technicals from A to Z, really across the board, folks. And I give our projections, our guidance, and our analysis and what I do with my current positions. Talk to you then. Take care.